Good evening and welcome. You're watching the news track. I'm Rahul Kanwal. The opposition Congress party has decided it will not attend the consecration of the Ram temple. Is this a politically astute business decision or is it a blooming disaster which will boomerang on the Congress party? That big political face-off is my top focus on the news track.
Team Sonia declines Mandir invite. Congress ends stout, won't attend. Paints Mandir event as BJP RSS gig. Ugly divide over Pran Pratishtha. Will India Bloc back Congress's call? Dodging or diving into BJP trap? Big focus on news track.
Will she, won't she? This question had been going back and forth. Will Sonia Gandhi attend the Pran Pratishtha of the Ram Mandir? Today it's been announced that she won't. Neither will Mallikarjun Kharge. Could this decision just backfire very badly on the grand old party? We'll look at that. Before that, let me take you through the headlines I'm tracking tonight. Maharashtra Speaker declares Eknath Shinde as the king of the Shiv Sena. Rules that rebel MLAs cannot be disqualified. Uddhav faction to approach the Supreme Court. Congress cracks the whip on Karti Chidambaram, issues show cause notice to the MP for praising Prime Minister Modi's popularity over Rahul Gandhi's. BJP mocks, calls the Congress insecure. More murky details emerge in the shocking murder of a 4-year-old by his mother. Cops suspect startup CEO Suchachna Seth sedated her son with cough syrup and then smothered him to death. PM Modi kicks off the vibrant Gujarat summit with a guarantee of India's economic growth. Top business honchos laud Modi as the most successful PM in Indian history. Amid diplomatic row with India, Maldives opposition demands a formal apology from the Mizu government for anti-India remarks. His pro-China policy is slammed. After days of suspense, the Congress has finally made its Mandir stand clear. Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary will not be attending the Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya. The Congress says the inauguration ceremony is a RSS BJP event being held for electoral gains. Here's a top story tonight.
The clock is ticking to the consecration. Invitations making their way to the top echelons of country's political elite. And now, after days of suspense, the Congress making its stand clear. The party's top leadership, that is Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, will not be attending the Pran Pratishtha ceremony on 22nd January in Ayodhya. In an official statement, the Congress has said that the RSS and BJP have made a political project of the temple in Ayodhya and that the inauguration of the incomplete temple by the leaders of the BJP and RSS has been obviously brought forward for electoral gain and is clearly an RSS-BJP event.
In the statement it said that BJP RSS event it is turned Ayodhya.
That is true. That is very much true. Actually, they make it as an election campaign.
इंडिया अलायंस ने सोनिया जी के नेतृत्व में कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व में बार बार सनातन धर्म की उपेक्षा की अपमानित किया और अब इंडिया अलायंस के नेताओं द्वारा प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के पुण्य आमंत्रण को ठुकराना उनकी सनातन विरोधी सोच को दर्शाता है.
Several opposition parties appear to be carefully considering the potential political repercussions of either attending or skipping the January 22 inauguration in Ayodhya. The chief of the Samajwadi Party responded succinctly, stating that he doesn't accept invitations from strangers.
मैं इनको नहीं जानता हूं, न मेरा इनका कोई परिचय है। मैं नहीं जानता हूं, न मेरा कोई परिचय है, न मेरी उनसे कभी कोई मुलाकात हुई होगी। जो परिचय वाले हैं, हमारे व्यवहार में यही माना जाता है, जो परिचय जिनका होता है वही एक दूसरे को व्यवहार देते हैं।
In turn, the VHP accused Akhilesh Yadav of finding excuses to abstain from the grand consecration of Lord Ram.
मैं उनको न्योता देने नहीं गया, हमने न्योता उनको कोरियर से भेजा है। मान लो मैं जाता भी तो हम सब लोग तो हरकारे हैं ना, हम डिलीवर कर रहे हैं। केवल न्योता मेरे घर के किसी कार्यक्रम का नहीं है, वही तो राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र ने भेजा है।
In Bihar, the RJD signaled that its leadership might not participate.
हम लोग नकली राम भक्त नहीं है, असली राम भक्त है, और राम के नाम पर सियासत ये बीजेपी करती है, ये सबको पता है। हमें न मंदिर मस्जिद, हम सभी धर्मों का सम्मान करते हैं और सब लोग अपने अपने धर्मों के अनुसार पूजा पाठ देवी देवता का करते हैं। इसके लिए बीजेपी के सर्टिफिकेट की जरूरत, किसी के आमंत्रण की जरूरत पूजा के लिए नहीं है।
However, the Janata Dal United kept its options open.
कोई एक दल चाहे कि उन पर अपना हक अधिकार जमा ले, या कोई एक संगठन अगर चाहे कि सिर्फ उनकी मार्केटिंग हो जाए, तो ऐसा नहीं है। हम सभी लोग सनातन धर्म में अपनी आस्था रखते हैं, राम को पूजते हैं। हर्ष का विषय है कि देश में राम मंदिर बन रहा है और मंदिर सबका है, हर किसी को वहां जाने का अधिकार पड़ा।
Anti-BJP parties tread cautiously over the Ram temple invitation, navigating the political dynamics surrounding the upcoming inauguration. Bureau Report, India Today.
So the Congress party deciding to boycott the Pran Pratishtha of the Ram temple. So far it seemed as if the entire country would get together when the Ram temple was consecrated. Now the opposition making clear that they want to strike a discordant note and they will not be at this big celebration. Is this the right decision, or could this boomerang on Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and the Congress? Joining us to debate this, we've got Ghanshyam Tiwari from the Samajwadi Party. Amitabh Tiwari is a political strategist and commentator. Yashwant Deshmukh runs Sea Voter. We've got Sharad Pradhan from Lucknow, well-known political journalist, and Rashid Kidwai tracks the ins and the outs of the Congress party. Rashid Kidwai, I want to come to you first. I also want to tell our viewers that the Congress has decided not to participate in this debate. They've decided that this is the decision we've taken, we've made our statement, we will not be debating this. So just so that you know why there's no Congress representative on the show. Rashid Kidwai, do you think the Congress has made the right decision, given the fact that the inauguration of the Ram temple is seeing such massive public support nationwide, just the kind of traction that's built up across the country? The Congress deciding to stay away, they're calling this event political. Do you think this is the right decision, or could it backfire spectacularly on the Congress party? Rashid? Okay, let me put that same question to Amitabh Tiwari and get started with Amitabh. Amitabh, do you think from an opposition lens, I mean, they've cited 3 reasons saying that the Ram temple is a political project. The BJP RSS has made it that. Second, that the temple is not complete. The inauguration has been brought forward for electoral gains and therefore we wish to stay away. Right decision or big mistake?
I think it is a big strategic mistake by the opposition. At first instance, the opposition leaders were complaining that the invites have not been sent. It's a BJP or a RSS event. Now, after an invite has been sent to the opposition leaders, I think to contain the damage, they should have attended this event, because by not attending the event, the BJP and its associated social media and WhatsApp machinery communication channels will try to paint India Bloc as anti-Hindu. See, BJP over the years has been able to seed into the mind of the voters that majority cannot live like a minority in a country. The Antony Commission report also said that Congress lost primarily because of minority appeasement. So, if they had attended this event, the BJP would not have been possible to paint them as anti-Hindu, and the minority also, because of majburi, because of no other election may have primarily stayed with the India alliance. It is similar to the soft Hindu approach which has been practiced by the Congress of late. So it's sort of a zero loss strategy if they would have attended. Now they have exposed themselves. See, BJP is likely to consolidate its Hindu vote because of this. Now, 44% Hindus voted for BJP in 2019 and 51% for NDA. According to the unified Hindu vote theory, even if half of the Hindu community votes for the BJP, it lands up at 40% vote share, which in a multi-party contest is a significant vote share and a very high vote share to beat for. So I think they have done a strategic mistake and they should have attended this.
So, Sharad Pradhan, from your lens, do you think the opposition has made a big mistake, or have they taken from their perspective the right decision?
I think as far as they are concerned, they have taken a pretty tough stand. Yes, initially it seemed that this was not the right decision. But going deeper into it, BJP had laid a trap for them by sending this invitation, and selectively. It was only sent to Sonia Gandhi and Kharge in the beginning, and other constituents of India Alliance were kept. They had not been extended this invitation initially because they wanted the Congress to react. And if BJP has the wherewithal to determine who is anti-Hindu and who is anti-Sanatan, then all the Shankaracharyas should be declared as anti-Hindu, because the two Shankaracharyas have refused to come, because according to them, this ceremony is not according to the Hindu rites. It's an incomplete temple. You cannot do a Pran Pratishtha. Then secondly, Mr. Advani, who's the architect of this whole movement, if Mr. Advani was not there, the temple wouldn't have been there. And no effort has been made to bring him. His age, normally a prime minister would be expected to bring him from his home right to this place. What is the problem? But, nobody wants a camera to be focused on Mr. Advani at this time. And the way he's been sidelined, in fact, this Champat Rai, the secretary of the trust, which is supposedly issuing the invitations, technically they are issuing the invitations, but everybody knows where the trust is controlled from. And then he goes to invite him and says that, okay, you are unwell, so you should not come. So what is this? This whole drama, inviting Sonia Gandhi was nothing ever to do with the temple or Congress party, but they are not keen to bring Mr. Advani. So this shows their double standards and the main objective behind these invitations.
Okay.
It was clearly a trap.
So let Sanju Verma respond to what you're saying, that the BJP was trying to lay a trap. Several of the Shankaracharya have also said the temple is incomplete. The Congress says the Pran Pratishtha has been advanced because you want to do it well before the Election Commission announces the date of the general elections. Otherwise, this would have happened when the full temple was ready, not when the temple is only ready till the first floor and not completed. How do you respond to the Congress's decision to decline the invite to come for the Pran Pratishtha?
Rahul, there are a couple of points I would like to make. First and foremost, Mr. Pradhan said by declining the invitation, the Congress has actually avoided walking into a trap set by the BJP for the Congress. And I say nothing can be farther from the truth. The Congress, particularly Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi, I tell you, have walked right into the trap. And I'll tell you why. They were given an opportunity to showcase that the Bhavya Ram Mandir consecration ceremony on 22nd January is not just about Hindutva, not just about Hinduism, not just a pride moment for every practicing Hindu like Rahul Kanwal or Sanju Verma, but it is to reclaim our civilizational legacy, which goes beyond what Hinduism is all about. By declining to be a part of an event which is a resurrection of our civilizational ethos, the Congress has showcased itself in very poor light and in very poor taste. That's point number one. Point number two, look at this, Rahul. I've been on a zillion debates in the last, couple of days. On the one hand, the Congress spokespersons on a couple of debates say, oh, the credit for Ram Mandir coming to fruition should be given to the Congress, because who opened the locks in 1986? It was Rajiv Gandhi. When the Babri demolition happened, who was the Prime Minister? It was PV Narasimha Rao. So, abhi ye jo Ram Mandir की सेरेमनी है, ये ऑपोजिशन पर्टिकुलरली कांग्रेस के लिए दिस हैज बिकम लाइक अ शादी का लड्डू, ना निगल सकते हैं ना उगल सकते हैं, बिकॉज इफ दे से दैट वी वांट टू टेक क्रेडिट फॉर ब्रिंगिंग राम मंदिर प्रोजेक्ट टू फ्रूइशन, दे आर एक्चुअली प्लेइंग along with the so-called majoritarian agenda of the BJP, which they repeatedly accuse the BJP of. And if they attend the ceremony, तो इनका Muslim vote bank, इनका appeasement oriented vote bank कहाँ जाएगा? So they cannot afford to offend that particular vote bank. At the same time, if they take a very strident anti-Hindu stand after the damage that has already been done by bigots like Udayanithi Stalin, by bigots like Priyanka Kharge,
let me go across.
Udayanithi Stalin, then they're damaging themselves. And
Let me go across to Rashid Kidwai and to Yashwant Deshmukh and get a response also from Ghanshyam Tiwari from the Samajwadi Party's perspective. I met some senior SP leaders in Lucknow yesterday. The sense I got is that the Ram temple is here to stay. We don't have to go on the 22nd. We can go any day to see the Ram temple and to do our own darshan and our puja. We don't have to go to a BJP-sponsored Jamburi. Therefore, the sense I picked up is that Akhilesh Yadav will not be going either. Do you think the opposition is making a mistake given the fact that there is a high level of astha, a high level of belief and a lot of curiosity in this event? Does the opposition to the majority of this country send a negative message by staying away? Ghanshyam Tiwari.
Good evening, Rahul, to you, the viewers and my fellow co-panelists. Three things are important in this context. One is that the BJP wants every person to answer every day, and that is what is going on for the last 20 days, that are you going, whether invitation is there or not, are you going or not? And the reason is simple. They want the country to believe that in 2024, the singular agenda is the Ram Temple. Ram Temple is a political movement led by BJP. They have communicated to people that even though the temple is being built after the order by Supreme Court, but BJP wants people to believe that it is because of Prime Minister Modi that it is being built. Let them take that agenda to people. We as opposition, as India Alliance, have continuously communicated that the agenda of India is not the temple alone. Faith is a personal matter, but the agenda of India is when India Today publishes that 1 in 2 educated youth are unemployed, when Manipur continues to burn, when people like Brij Bhushan Singh, Kunal Pandey, Saksham Patel,
Okay, Sanju, let Ghanshyam Tiwari speak. I'll come back to you for a counter in just a moment. Ghanshyam.
Why do you allow him to digress from the topic? You don't give me that leeway.
And the rapists of Bilkis Bano become the new age ambassadors of Ram for BJP because the entire BJP backs them.
This is absolute
Okay, Fader goes down, let him complete. Ghanshyam.
The idea of Hindutva that is propagated by people like Hemant Biswa Sarma is that 80% of Hindus, which is Shudras, are meant to serve the Brahmins, Rajputs and Vaishyas. This is the modern day Ramayana playing out with BJP. And the opposition is clear that we will not fall into this trap, will not make the nation believe that there is a singular agenda. No matter how many days this plays out on television, no matter how many times we are asked whether you are going or not going, we believe people will go to the temple when the temple is complete with their family, without the Jamburi and without...
Okay, you're saying you don't have to go to a BJP party. The likes of Akhilesh Yadav and the others can go when they want. The Ram temple is here to stay. They believe as much in Lord Ram and in Hinduism as anybody else, and therefore, Sanju Verma, the BJP cannot dictate whether or not they should come. It's their own decision.
I have this to say. You know, the BJP is not forcing anyone to attend the consecration ceremony. Now, when the invite has gone from the end of the Ram Janmabhoomi Tirath Kshetra Trust, led by the likes of Mr. Champat Rai, who's devoted his entire lifetime to this cause, the Congress has a problem. Saying, ये तो BJP RSS का agenda है. I kid you not, Rahul. Had the BJP or had the trust or Mr. Champat Rai not extended an invitation to Sonia Gandhi or Kharge or Rahul Gandhi, then they would have thrown a tantrum saying, देखो, such a big civilizational event और हमको बाहर रखा है. So, like I said, the opposition always likes to play this conspiracy angle because Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge suffer from what I call a persecution complex. कुछ भी हो, इनको victim card खेलना ही है. But I will very quickly, without being verbose, rebut Ghanshyam Tiwari because he digressed from the issue. कोई भी topic हो, Ghanshyam brings Brij Bhushan into the equation. He brings, Bilkis Bano into the equation. So I ask you, Ghanshyam Tiwari, now listen to me carefully and respond. You cry for Bilkis Bano, well and good. Nobody from the BJP has said that the Supreme Court judgment is foul. We have said fine. If the Supreme Court has taken a call, well and good. But have you till date, has anybody from the Congress till date even shed crocodile tears for Shah Bano? Rajiv Gandhi overturned the Supreme Court judgment of 1985 and 1986 to deny Shah Bano, a woman who was thrown out of her house along with her 5 kids by her husband, a monthly measly alimony of 179 rupees.
Okay, so you made that point. Let me now go across to Yashwant Deshmukh and get from him the data cephalogical perspective on this question. Looked at from your lens, Yashwant, is this a decision the opposition can get away by saying that this is a BJP-led, RSS-sponsored event and therefore we don't want to go? Or do you think, given how hyped up the consecration has become, that this is an issue that can backfire badly on the opposition?
I think it's going to backfire big time, Rahul. Simple for one simple reason that I have said on your show earlier as well. Whatever the reason, whatever the arguments that those who are boycotting the session or not going to the not going by the invitation is concerned, basically in this country you can very well win elections after elections. Being a pro-Muslim politician, there is no issue in that. But to win elections in this country by having an anti-Hindu image, I think that is something, a no-go area. That's something which no political party would like to have, and it's not advisable. By boycotting or by not going or by respectfully declining the invitation, I think they are just walking into the trap that BJP laid out for them. If you do not come, you stand the risk of being labeled anti-Hindu. You should have gone. You would have gone. If you would have gone there saying that, okay, it's a faith is something my personal matter, they should have gone, attended it, in fact, taken the bull by the horn. They should have started their Bharat Jodo Yatra right from Ayodhya, right next day after this thing is over, But saying whatever the reasons they might give, I'm not going into the reasons and all that. I'm only talking about how this is going to be played out in the public narrative. This is how the BJP is now likely to play it out. They will use this refusal of invitation to brand them as anti-Hindu party, anti-Hindu alliance.
Rashid Kidwai, do you agree with Yashwant Deshmukh and Amitabh Tiwari that this is a decision which electorally could backfire? Because, of course you want the minority and Muslim vote bank, but you do not want to appear anti-Hindu, and by staying away from an issue which has really charged people up and got everyone talking and excited, the Congress could be making a big electoral mistake.
I think, Rahul, not so much about their minority inclination or any other political compulsion. I think the Congress wanted to make a ideological difference with the BJP. They don't want to seem to be playing a second fiddle to the BJP. Of course, there is division within the Congress. There was a powerful group which wanted Sonia Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge and Adhir Ranjan to go. But there are, of course...
So who are those who wanted them to go?
South. Yeah. So basically, Congress is not one on this issue, and there are many leaders from southern part of India who opposed it, and there is an attempt that India Alliance partners, they all should refrain from going there on 22nd. It's not a boycott call. Let's see whether the India Alliance remains intact or not. Remember, on emotive issues, Congress has a tendency to fall between two stools because there is always more than one opinion. It's not a personal decision of Sonia Gandhi. It is a collective decision of the Congress party.
Okay, you're saying that there were different opinions and this is the view that they've come at. Is this a decision, Ghanshyam Tiwari, that the India Alliance will take in unison? Are you all united on boycotting the inauguration of the Ram Temple?
Rahul, as I said, it's not a boycott, it's a choice that when do we visit the temple, it is a personal choice. But let us go with the flow that Amitabh, Yashwant, Rashid and Sanju Verma is saying that boycotting the temple is a big mistake. Do you think that in Bihar, where caste census is playing out, is this a bigger issue than caste census? In Bengal, is this a bigger issue? Yes. In Tamil Nadu? You tell me the states. In Delhi, with the India Alliance intact and BJP losing assembly elections after elections. In Punjab, you tell me the states where this issue of so-called branding of India Alliance, as anti-Hindu by BJP will play out and stump the India Alliance. You have to, please, Sanju Verma, this is not your private dining room. We are having a serious discussion.
No, Sanju Verma, let him complete. You respond to what he's saying. After he completes, I will come back to you for a counter. Let him make his argument.
Please. So in Maharashtra, where this massive anyay that has happened, when BJP has snatched away a running government, do you think people will say that BJP is the true ambassador of Ram and they are acting like Ravan, Duryodhan and Dushasan? No. You go state by state, different issues are playing out. So the esteemed panelists must tell us that which states do you think that the branding of India Alliance as anti-Hindu will really pull the rug out of the India Alliance ground? They can particularly say that Hindi heartland, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. We will see what plays out in Uttar Pradesh and these states. But the fact that BJP stands as a party of upper caste, party of Rajbhushan Singh is also playing out in parallel.
Okay, because Sanju Verma, Ghanshyam's argument is you will make the points you want in your defense to bolster your case and the opposition will pick on the points that they think support their case. Sanju Verma wants to respond to Ghanshyam.
Okay, Rahul, since Ghanshyam has this bad habit of digressing from the issue at hand, let me show him the mirror. First and foremost, when you sit here and wax eloquent about Maharashtra politics and how a legitimate mandate was snatched, let me tell you, in 2019, it was the double-engine Sarkar of Devendra Fadnavis and Narendra Modi. Thanks to that, we got 105 seats. The NCP barely and nearly got about 43, 44 odd seats. The Shiv Sena was at 56. So please don't say that the mandate was snatched by the BJP. The mandate was snatched from the BJP by Uddhav Thackeray, Rahul Gandhi and Sharad Pawar, who actually have nothing in common in terms of ideology. Point number one. Point number two, the speaker has upheld the fact that the Eknath Shinde group is the real Shiv Sena. And the speaker's decision is final as per the powers bestowed on him by the constitution. So please don't sit here and engage in balderdash. Point number three, when you talk about, BJP is only a Brahmin party, let me remind you that, Mr. Vishnu Deo Sai, he is an OBC and he's the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. Arun Sao, he is the Deputy Chief Minister. He is also from the tribal/OBC background. Then let us look at Mr. Mohan Yadav, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. He belongs to the OBC Yadav category. The Deputy Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Jagdish Deoda, he's from the scheduled caste Dalit community. Now let us look at Rajasthan, the only state where Bhajan Lal Sharma, a Brahmin, is the Chief Minister, but his deputy, one of the deputies is a Rajput.
Now, Amitabh Tiwari, the argument that can be made is that those who are followers of the Ram Temple movement and believers in the cause are already BJP voters, and therefore to counter what you're saying, the Congress can say, we don't really lose very much in this because the lot of voters who support the Ram Temple are already voting for the BJP. At least we, like Rashid was saying, are able to strike an ideological difference that we are not BJP light, we are different, which is why we're not going.
See, electorally, we have to understand that BJP stands at 37%, Congress at 20%, and regional parties at 43% combined. Now, historically, if you see, 1951 to 2014, the Congress plus BJP vote share is around 51%, and regional parties is 49%. So by this logic, if the Congress party needs to win, it needs to draw voters from BJP, correct? And if the Ram Temple issue helps BJP to consolidate its vote bank amongst the Hindus, how will the opposition win? So it in a way is like saying that the BJP will not be able to increase its vote share and we will stand at where we are. You understood? I mean, they need to pull these votes from BJP to win, correct? And out of the 37% vote share, as per my understanding research, 25% is hardcore ideological vote, which is, let's say, the Hindu vote or the ideology vote, and 12% is the Modi vote or the Modi factor vote. So if this stays with the BJP, how on earth is India Alliance going to win? So the BJP does not need to increase its vote share. It just needs to maintain. Congress and India need to make a dent in BJP.
Okay, let Ghanshyam Tiwari respond to the argument that Amitabh is making, that you cannot say that our vote share is intact. You need to pull in the current situation with the BJP already sitting at 37. You need to pull voters away from them. Otherwise, it's a done deal for the NDA and the BJP.
Let me summarize Amitabh's articulate points in a simple statistic that is presented by India Today often, that there are roughly 200 parliamentary seats where Congress and BJP are against one another. Compared to 2019, Congress won 10 to 12 of these seats. The whole point that Amitabh is saying that with this stand, even that 10 and 12 seats will reduce, that is not true. You look at, even with this branding that BJP is going ahead with, these 200 seats, in these 200 seats, the women vote who see Ravans in BJP will matter. In these 200 seats, what is happening in Haryana will matter. In these 200 seats, the fact that there's a minor difference between Congress vote and BJP vote in the 3 states that elections concluded will matter. So by any chance, any future debate we will have, Rahul, that you will see that in these 200 seats, BJP and Congress will have a 60-40 chance, a 70-30 chance. Even that means a 50 extra seats for Congress party. So clearly this statistic that Amitabh is saying, when you translate it into parliamentary seats and the baseline of 2019, these statistics don't hold.
No, I need to answer that, Rahul.
Okay, go on, Sanju.
You know, Rahul, let's be very clear. With a 37% vote share, the BJP under Narendra Modi got roughly 23 crore votes in 2019. And the 23 crore votes that we got in 2019 was actually a 32/33% jump over our tally in 2014. Now, assuming that the law of averages catches up with BJP, despite the fact that Narendra Modi's popularity only keeps soaring, it is gravity defying. But assuming the law of averages catches up, not a 32 or a 33% jump, let us assume that the BJP only sees a 14, 15 or a 16% jump. Even then, we will end up with at least 26 to 27 crore voters in our favor who will be voting for us. And if we see a 20% jump in our tally, then the BJP will be saddled with 28 or 29 crore voters who voted en masse for it. Where does the Congress stand? How does the Congress project that it will increase its tally from the 10, 11 or 12 crore voters who voted for it? Look at the gap. Kahan 10 crore या 11 crore voters जिन्होंने कांग्रेस के लिए वोट किया था, because Congress is the only big daddy within the alliance. The others are irrelevant. The RJD got 0 seats last time in the Lok Sabha. You have only the TMC which managed about 22 odd seats. You had Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena which got 17, 18 seats, but now even 63% of his MPs and 73% of his MLAs have jumped ship. So the limited point I'm making is that there is a yawning chasm. There is a yawning gap. 12 crore voters ek taraf.
Okay, so once again, let Sharad Pradhan respond to this very big argument that you can't say that we will keep our so-called secular minority vote bank intact with this decision. Ultimately, you need to pull from the BJP's vote bank, which sits at least at 37%. Unless you can do that, the opposition and the Congress in particular has no hope in 2024.
Well, Rahul, you can't dig into the BJP's vote bank by playing on their pitch where they are trying to invite you via the temple. So that would be a completely naive stand to play on the pitch that they want you to play, which is what the BJP is trying. What I feel is that, we've been discussing, a lot of people talk of digressing from the subject, but some people are only digressing and talking of Maharashtra and whatnot. And my 2 questions have remained unanswered. I don't know why.
So why should I not talk about Maharashtra?
Why? Who has given the BJP? Please learn some etiquette. Please
okay, Sanju, you can't interrupt. Let him complete his argument. I'll come back to you in a civil fashion once he's completed. Sharad Pradhan, go ahead.
She has this bad habit of not allowing anybody to speak. She thinks shouting is the only answer. Well, my question was, first of all, who has given BJP the right to certify whether somebody is a Sanatan or not a Sanatan? Whoever attends the temple at the ceremony, a political event which nobody can dispute, an event which is not Ramchandra Ji's event, it is Pradhan Mantri's event. And secondly, why is Mr. Advani being sidelined in this whole event? These 2 questions, if they can be answered.
Okay, why isn't Advani ji getting more pride of place? And this is not Bhagwan Ram's event, it's the BJP's event. Let Sanju respond to both.
Thank you. Rahul, now I don't want to be heckled. The reason I had strong words for Mr. Sharad Pradhan, he says, some people only shout. Mr. Pradhan, let me remind you, I was in a debate with you, not one but many
Don't get
debates with you.
personal. Answer my question. Don't try to digress from the
This is not
subject.
fair.
Sharat Pradhan, let him speak. Let us speak. Sharat, let Sanju Verma speak. Sharat, go on. 1 second. Let Sanju go on. Go on.
Mr. Sharat Pradhan, now listen carefully. You may be a senior journalist, but your agenda is driven by visceral hatred for Narendra Modi, and I'll tell Rahul Kanwal's audience why. I was in a zillion debates with you before the Uttar Pradesh 2022 election results were declared. And I remember, in debate after debate, you used to sit there and you used to say, कि whether sun rises in the east or not and sets in the west or not, योगी आदित्यनाथ तो दोबारा मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बनेंगे. चाहे सूर्य उगे या ना, सूर्य अस्त हो या ना हो, पर बीजेपी की डबल इंजन सरकार का तो सुपड़ा साफ होगा उत्तर प्रदेश में. And Mr. Sharad Pradhan, you said BJP will not even get 100 seats. And do you know what? Today you have a nice big fat wobbly omelette on your face because BJP got 255 seats for the second time running. For the first time in 37 years, a sitting chief minister called Yogi Adityanath came back with a stellar mandate. So you can sit here and accuse me of shouting, but the fact is that you're not a journalist, you're an agenda.
Since you've got personal, I'm going to give Sharath a response, an opportunity to respond before I go across to Yashwant.
My questions remain unanswered.
Yeah.
Because she's been talking about something else which she likes to, she uses
really?
vocal cords only to, only to scream and not to talk.
No, but Sanju Verma, he's asking about why Lal Krishna Advani hasn't got more pride of place. Sanju, he's asking why Advani ji hasn't got more pride of place. Why don't you respond to that question?
I just have this to say, Rahul. आज जिन लोगों को एलके अडवाणी जी की याद आ रही है, each time we talk about how 147 or 56 MPs were asked to leave because they were indulging in hooliganism, इनको suddenly अरुण जेटली जी की याद आ जाती है. Whenever we talk about how Muslims are benefiting from Modi government's welfare schemes, suddenly they say no, but there's nobody quite as good as Sushma Swaraj, who is a true secular. आज आपको अडवाणी जी की याद आती है, अरुण जेटली की याद आती है, सुषमा स्वराज की याद आती है. आप कहाँ थे जब अडवाणी जी ने अपनी रथ यात्रा निकाली थी? You demonized him for the longest time. You demonized and undermined Arun Jaitley's credibility as a finance minister for the longest time. You undermined Sushma Swaraj when false allegations were leveled against her by Lalit Modi for the longest time. आज आपको इन सब की नैतिकता पर भाषण देना है टीवी पर. You are a bunch of hypocrites, and Sharad Pradhan is a propagandist.
Okay.
Driven by visceral
Okay. Now we'll get caught in this personal debate, and I don't want it to become that. So. I want to go across to Yashwant Deshmukh on Yashwant.
They can bring all kinds of celebrities, film celebrities. Why can't they bring Mr. Advani?
Okay, you've made that point. Now, Yashwant Deshmukh, is it, in your estimate, possible to quantify the impact this may have? If the opposition has taken this move, do they potentially lose some of their voters, or do they fail to pull voters from the BJP? How do you see this play out in terms of vote shares?
Well, I can't quantify at the moment the swing this way or that way, Rahul, but what I can certainly tell that this is going to have a huge impact on the turnout factor.
In what way?
When I say the turnout factor, it obviously is from the relative turnout perspective. Going into the poll, whose voters are going to be more enthusiastic, more propelled to come out and vote. And this we have seen, by the way, in recently concluded Madhya Pradesh election. Going against all odds, BJP managed to win that election. It was largely because they managed to pull out 9 out of 10 of their supporters from their home to the polling booth, and Congress could not pull out even 5 or 6 out of their 10 supporters. So what this tells us in terms of quantification of how this plays out in electoral perspective, Rahul, is that if the entire entire episode goes out in enthusiasing the BJP base, then this will help them in getting more voters out to the booth.
Now that's an important point, and I want Rashid Kidwai to respond before I end. That some part of your base may be disillusioned by the fact that all the promises which were made haven't been implemented, and that typically is the case with any government, which is why it's called anti-incumbency. What Yashwant is arguing is that this will turbocharge the base and ensure that jo vote hai wo aayega, polling wale din aayega. How do you respond to that, Rashid Kidwai?
I think, Rahul, Congress party has done some cost, benefit analysis before taking this political decision not to go on 22nd January. You look at states like Kerala, states like Karnataka, Telangana, perhaps even Tamil Nadu, where Congress is confident of getting 10 or more Lok Sabha seats. If you compare it, if Congress had gone on 22nd to Ayodhya, do you think it would have enhanced that kind of thing in any prospects of 10 or more Lok Sabha seats in states like Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, even Uttar Pradesh, all of these things where, as Mr. Deshmukh is saying, there is going to be a lot of impact. So if the BJP vote bank is over 50% in some of these states, in Lok Sabha, as we have seen in 2019, it was futile. So therefore, I am saying, while there was a division in Congress, there was a confusion in Congress, but it's a political call. And they have done that.
Okay, you've heard different points of view. As always, I don't lean in one way or the other. My idea is to get people to voice their point of view, give them as fair an opportunity as possible, and ultimately leave it to you, our viewers, to decide where you stand on the issue of the Congress's decision to boycott or to stay away from the Pran Pratishtha. Is this the right decision, or is this a decision that will backfire? We'll track this closely. I want to thank my guests, and I want to move on now. The Karsevaks who are part of the Ram Mandir movement have also been invited for the consecration. It's the moment they've been waiting for more than 3 decades now. Akshita Nandgopal is in Ayodhya and she spoke to some of the Karsevaks. Here is what they had to say.
With days to go for the Mandir Pran Pratishtha, the city of Ayodhya is gearing up for the historic moment that they've awaited for decades. And no one more than the Karsevaks who fought for this very moment, for the Ram Mandir. In 1990, the then Mulayam Singh government authorized the firing on Karsevaks in Ayodhya, leading to unprecedented bloodshed in the holy city. 33 years on, the wounds are still fresh, but healed by the Mandir opening.
It's in these lanes in 1990 that Karsevaks were fired upon. Now, while you see all around me development now of shops that have come up, this lane is a grim reminder of what happened so many years ago. It's called Shahid Gali, in remembrance of all of those who died in that firing that was ordered by the then Mulayam Singh government. People were in fact stranded across these lanes. Many of them ran in these directions. Many were on the rooftops, hoping to find some sort of protection, some shield from the cops who were firing at them indiscriminately.
For these Karsevaks who since 1990 have been part of movements, dharnas and protests for a Ram Mandir, they are overjoyed today and believe their efforts have paid off.
आज तो हम लोग बहुत अपने आप को गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहे हैं, खुश हो रहे हैं कि लग रहा है कि राम राज्य है। लेकिन उस समय की जो स्थिति थी, वाणी के द्वारा वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता है। इतने भयभीत रहते थे, कांपते थे हम लोग, रोड पर निकलने में भय लगता था। ये स्थिति, हम लोग सब साथ में थे। श्रीमय नामदास छावनी है, उसी आश्रम में हम लोग काफी प्रसन्न थे। तो वहाँ से हम लोग भोजन करते थे, कभी उधर बगीचा में भागते थे तो कभी उधर माझा में भागते थे। साधु महात्मा जो के थे, उन लोग को अपमान किया जाता था, प्रताड़ित किया जाता था। ये लोग भयभीत रहते थे, जैसे हम लोग चोरी किए, डकैती, डाका डाले, इस तरह से जैसे एक चोर भयभीत रहता है, वैसे भयभीत रहते थे।
जो राम भक्त लोग आए थे, वे कोई भी हाथ में अस्त्र शस्त्र नहीं लिए हुए थे। वे केवल एक शांति पूर्वक एक आंदोलन कर रहे थे और श्री राम जन्मभूमि की मांग कर रहे थे कि हम लोगों को राम जन्मभूमि तक जाने दिया जाए। पूरे प्रदेश में कर्फ्यू लगा रखा था और उन्होंने कह रखा था कि उत्तर प्रदेश में एक पक्षी परिंदा नहीं मार सकता, कोई पक्षी वहां नहीं जा सकती है। सभी मार्ग बंद कर दिए गए थे, फिर भी इतनी संख्या में लोग आए गए थे। लोगों में इतना उत्साह था श्री राम मंदिर को लेकर के कि वे घबरा गए। उसने गोली चलाने के आदेश दिया और उस आदेश से काफी नुकसान हुआ।
The Karsevaks in Ayodhya have all been invited for the grand Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya on January 22nd. With Akshita Nandagopal in Ayodhya, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's not just Ayodhya, the entire country is gearing up for the consecration ceremony of the Ram temple. Gifts, men, material from all over the country are making their way to the Nagari of Shri Ram.
Varanasi is sending 151 Indo-Asian Rudraksh malas. Lucknow is putting up big cutouts of Lord Ram along with a symbolic flag at important junctions. At Navsari in Gujarat, descendants of Shabri, the elderly ascetic woman who offered berries to Lord Ram, are preparing to visit Ayodhya for the consecration ceremony. At Ayodhya Lata Mangeshkar Chowk, new signage has been put up guiding devotees to the temple site. The Kuldevi temple of Badi Devkali of Lord Ram is also getting ready for the consecration ceremony. While students at different schools in the city are praying daily for smooth completion of inaugural functions of the Ram temple. A tent city has been set up in Ayodhya for 3,500 sadhus and 12,000 devotees for their visit.
हम तैयार हैं आगामी 40 से 45 दिन तक के लिए। अधिक से अधिक लोगों को रात्रि की ठंड से रक्षा हो सके। जी। लगभग 1 लाख से भी अधिक लोगों को कम से कम एक समय का भोजन जरूर मिल जाए। 1 लाख लोगों को शीतकाल में हम चाय पिला सकें। जी। इसकी पूरी तैयारी है और ये सफल होगी।
The first gold door has been installed in Sri Ram temple. 13 more such doors will be installed in the next 3 days.
जो भी दरवाजे बन रहे हैं, गुड़ मंडप में जो भी दरवाजे लग रहे हैं, गर्भगृह का जो भी लग रहा है, वो सब पूरा सोने से ही कवर रहेगा पूरा। और 14 फुट ऊंचे दरवाजे हैं। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, जो हाइट है मतलब मंदिर का अपना, उसके हिसाब से दरवाजे बन रहे हैं पूरे।
Consecration ceremony on the 22nd January is going to be celebrated as a national festival in Uttar Pradesh. The Chief Minister has announced it as a holiday for educational institutions. There will be no sale of liquor in the state on the day of Pran Pratishtha. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister will start a cleanliness campaign in Ayodhya on January 14th in preparation for the D-Day. Bureau Report, India Today.
You're on board the news track. It's a murder that has stunned India. A Bengaluru-based startup CEO killing her 4-year-old son and carrying his dead body in a bag. It's now emerged that Suchana Seth, Harvard fellow, head of an AI company, may have sedated her son with cough syrup and then smothered him with a pillow. Why? Because she didn't want her son to meet her estranged husband.
Goa is in mourning as it bids farewell to a 4-year-old victim of a heinous crime. Suchana Seth, co-founder of a Bengaluru-based artificial intelligence startup Mindful AI Lab, and a Harvard fellow who made it to the list of best women in AI ethics, is in police custody for allegedly killing her 4-year-old son in a resort apartment in North Goa's Candolim. While the Goa police are carrying out an investigation, medical professionals who executed the autopsy have confirmed the method of murder. The post-mortem report of the deceased child has unraveled the harrowing details of the crime. The little boy, allegedly killed by his mother, was suffocated to death using a pillow or a similar object approximately 36 hours before his body was discovered. A vein on the boy's face had popped due to pressure of the strangulation. Recovery of 2 cough syrup bottles from Suchana's hotel room give credence to suspicions that she may have sedated the child before murdering him. Police suspect that this is why the dead child had no struggle marks. The doctors also added that Suchana attempted suicide after murdering her son, possibly by trying to cut her wrists.
He has been strangulated by mostly probably smothering, and he has died because of strangulation. I think she has used some material to compress his chest neck. Mostly commonly available things are this pillow.
Police have found out in the investigation that she had bought 2 bottles of cough syrup, one by her and the other one through a hotel staff. So far, she has not revealed why she has purchased that cough syrup bottle. The police are trying to investigate in all possible angles with her why she has killed her own son.
Venkatraman, the father of the child who arrived from Indonesia, took custody of the body and performed the last rites of his son on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant has assured a thorough probe.
जिस तरह से पुलिस को उसके ऊपर शक हुआ तो पुलिस ने तुरंत ही यानी कर्नाटक पुलिस को कांटेक्ट करके उस अवरोध को गिरफ्तार किया है। हमेशा के लिए गोवा पुलिस हर तरह की इस केस डिटेक्ट हमेशा के लिए करते हैं और उसका फाइनल रिजल्ट तक हमेशा के लिए पहुंचते इसी केस को डिटेक्ट किया।
The incident, although deeply personal and tragic, has initiated a broader conversation about child safety and mental health. With Sagai Raj, Anaga Keshav and Nagarjun in Bengaluru and Arvind Oja in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
This is where we wrap up the news track tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night.